So, do you know that there's actually a way to actually recover the right way to build muscle, and this way you don't feel fatigued week by week? And it's a simple process that Mikey Sortel and other fitness YouTubers have already mentioned, and it's something that you do at the end of every single mesocycle, around after 4 to 8 weeks, which is mostly how one mesocycle takes. So after you have done a mesocycle, or after you have done it from 4 to 8 weeks, you will start actually to feel some fatigue in your body. You will actually feel a bit more pain in the body. You will feel more back pain. You will feel more joint pain after just training harder every single week by progressively overloading, adding some sets to the exercise or adding some reps, some weight to the exercise. You will feel this systemic fatigue, which is called the right way, after some weeks. That's not a bad thing, because that, your body is telling you that you're actually working hard and you're building muscle, but at the expense of that, you're gonna feel more fatigued at the end of the day. Now, if you keep training and training with this systemic fatigue for more than 8 to 12 weeks, you will actually start getting some injury risks higher and higher, and you want to avoid this. So how you actually avoid this injury risk? Well, it's actually deload weeks. And deload weeks, it's something that most people know, most people do, but some people don't do neither. Maybe because they don't actually need a deload, because they don't actually are training that hard, or the people who don't do deloads is because they're beginners and they can just keep progressing week by week without the necessity of doing a deload. But for people who have already been for more than 3 years training hard, training consistently, going to the gym no matter what, you will need a deload week, at least, like I just said, after 8 weeks. In my personal experience, I have always tried to do a deload week from 8 to 12 weeks, 12 weeks max. As right now I'm recording this video, I'm actually doing a deload week, and I wanted to specify 5 ways you can do deload weeks correctly, so this way you can reap all the benefits, so your body actually start recovering during this week. So next week the systemic fatigue is very low and your probability of gaining muscle is way higher than in the last weeks of your own mesocycle. Now, the first thing you should always do in a deload week is cut everything by half on your training days. I'm talking about, if you do 20 weekly sets of your chest, or every muscle group you do 20 sets the last week of your deload, cut that by half. So you're gonna do 10 sets in your deload. Also, you're gonna cut your rep ranges. The last number of rep ranges, you can subtract that around 2. So if you did 3 sets of 12 reps, you can do 2 sets of 10 reps for this week, so you can recover. And last thing is that try not to go to failure. This week you can actually train easy, because the rest of the days on your mesocycle should be training hard. Now, this is the most important thing to do. So if you have a workout tracker, go ahead, put your workout tracker. You can just do a copy like I do, and then slash all the sets, reduce the rep range, reduce the weight too. Now, the weight is kind of on your own decision. In my case, I try to reduce the weight from 10 to 20% less. You can even do more of that if you're more comfortable doing it, and it allows you to train in an RPE between 6 and 8. Now, the second thing that you should do in deload weeks is try to eat more carbohydrates, in my opinion. If you eat more carbohydrates, it's gonna be also a great way for you to replenish those glycogen stores, to get all that energy back that you lost in your last weeks on your mesocycle. You will start actually help the recovery phase be more fast and be more efficient in your own body, so your muscles will start to recover faster, recover more efficiently, way better on your deload week. So if you have been eating lots of carbs, then keep it the same, or you can try to reduce a bit more your fat intake and uptake more your carbs. But if you have generally in a bulking state at the moment, and you eat a lot of carbs, that you can just keep your calorie intake the same, or maybe reduce your calorie intake by around 100 calories, because you're not going to expend too much energy. Now, this is going to be on an exception, because the next point is cardio. Now, guys, girls, if you are building muscle and you're doing cardio, you're just fine, okay? You should do your cardio. You should always do your cardio. Cardio has shown in many studies that it helps promote recovery. And if you don't do excessive amounts of cardio, I'm talking about every single day for more than an hour, that's excessive. But if you don't do that excessive amount of cardio, I'm talking about doing the spinning or the stationary bike, the elliptical, running, incline walking, all of those that raise your heart rate into a zone 2 for around 45 to 60 minutes 4 days a week, that's going to be enough, and it's not going to hinder your progress. During deloads, you should keep your cardio the same, or you can even increase your cardio if you really want to recover, if that helps you recover. But don't take away cardio in deload weeks neither. You know, I think that if you stay with easy cardios like incline walking, that it doesn't impact your joints that much, is going to be a plus for your recovery. So don't neglect cardio. Keep your cardio the same. If you're doing 4 days a week, then keep it 4 days a week for 30 minutes. That's completely good. That's completely healthy. Okay, one of my favorite fitness YouTubers, I have seen that he's called Jeffrey Verity Schofield, I think that mentioned that correctly. In one of his latest videos, he talked about cardio, and he actually does cardio, and he's very freaking jacked. So I think that states my argument. Okay, the fourth thing that you should do on deload weeks is try to stretch more. This is something that most people don't tell you, or some fitness or fitness influencers or YouTubers don't talk that much, and I understand because some of us don't have the time to stretch. But if you have the time to stretch at least 10 minutes daily, that's gonna be also a great way to reap the benefits of recover. It helps you recover faster as you are adding some mobility to your routine. You're not so standstill all the time. You're not that sedentary. You're investing a little bit of your time on actually stretching those muscles. If you have some stiff muscles from your training days, I think that if you actually stretch these muscles, is going to be way more effective for your recovery process. So if you have been struggling with some pain, or if you have some pain from your last mesocycle weeks, I think that if you try to stretch every single day during this week, is going to be way more optimal, maximum recovery this week. My last tip for having the best deload week possible is to sleep. Sleep, guys, come on, sleep your 8 hours or 7 to 9 hours, depending on how much sleep you have to go, and try to reap the benefits between 7 and 9 hours depending on how much sleep you need. Your sleep routine should be optimized when you're training normally as when you're on a deload week, because sleep is one of those things that promotes recovery the most. It promotes growth hormone levels. When you sleep, you recover, and if you actually feel rested after every single night, that's a good thing. Promotes higher testosterone, promotes better workouts. You don't need to drink too much coffee. You don't need that caffeine boost on your workouts because you slept good. I think this is the most important point in all of those points, especially in a deload week. If you are sleeping the right way, you're gonna reap all the benefits. So guys, I will leave the video here. If I really helped you have the best recovery possible during your deload weeks, which is something that you should do every 8 to 12 weeks, is going to be the best way to keep progressing, to keep building muscle, and to never give up. Okay, now you're gonna be to the point that you will actually need to lose fat after your bulking phase, but always try to add deload weeks after a mesocycle. All right, guys, so if you're new to deload weeks, I hope this helped you in this video. Check my personal link down below in the description if I want to help you even further with the process of building muscle or losing fat. And also check out my latest video right here.